Nobody hear this? Saba Airport, we all know it and we all love it. Obviously, the shortest runway in the world. It is asphalt, but it only is 400 meters long. I think even less than that. Like 395. We visited this place in real life indeed 1.5 years ago, exploring the crazy operations of flight that happen pretty infrequently. Like 2 times a day there will be a small twin otter or a B&2 Islander propeller plane coming in for the runway and land. Obviously this isn't the most accessible airports for airliners like this, and the 737, a plane that you'll never be able to land here. I mean, we could try it.
110.
Oh! Yeah, you practically just overshoot into the cliffs and die. Good one. So for the past years, I've spent my time trying to make this airport somewhat accessible. You know, kind of inventing landing techniques with which you can land at this airport. You know, whether it's parachutes or JADO rockets. Those were pretty dumb. None of them really worked ever, but everybody an idea I've always had was use the aircraft carrier method. You know, how fighter jets are able to stop on aircraft carriers, but actually they have this little hook that catches onto one of those ropes on the runway and then is stopped quickly by the rope. I mean, we've tried this before. Yes, I've genuinely put tail hooks to airliners and made them stoppable on aircraft carriers. Quite successful. So I was always like, well, why don't we just fit cables here? I don't think this would actually be very expensive or sci-fi kind of take. I think this will be quite interesting. And I finally found a way how to put Arrestor cables here. And well, it's this ground services Lua add-on for X-Plane, which gives us the ability to place, there we go, an Arrestor cable on every runway in the world. And what we can already see, yes, that cable has genuinely just spawned in. It's just hanging above the runway. You know, with this add-on, we were also able to put, for example, an EMS safety bed in front of every runway. It looks like this, you know, it's kind of the cookie dough thing we talked about, or even a safety net. I thought that was also quite interesting. Probably not too good for airliners though. Let's perhaps once again use our cable. Now this 737 that we're on is not normal because it has the special feature right here that I've developed a while ago. As you can see, yes, it is a proper tail hook, just like you can see from an F-18. In fact, this is the original one from the F-18, but scaled up. Right, you know what, let's test this thing for the first time. It might be hanging into the ground a little bit. That can't be too good. But come on, let's maybe see. We are running right into the cable. All right, that's kind of worked. Yeah, you can see the cable that was triggered, and there's also, for some reason, a fire engine here. And so I reckon we'll be able to land an airliner here on the shortest runway in the world. Hopefully. No, fire engine is confused. All right, let's do it. I can already see the cable. We'll just have to make sure that our little tail hook catches it.
Sync rate 100.
Yes? Yes? No! No, that hasn't worked. That hasn't worked at all. Okay, all right. I'm pretty sure it caught it, goddammit. You are just ignoring. Oh, you know why that happened? I didn't put the tail hook down. Well, that makes sense. Yes, you know, because these failures can happen. Also, maybe a fighter jet on an aircraft carrier has the possibility of not catching the rope. And that's why when you land on an aircraft carrier as a fighter pilot, you always push the plane to go full power so that you can do a go around in case something goes wrong. Let's maybe do this again. All right, now, landing gear's down, tail hook is down. I like to see that. Yeah. We don't care about being relatively high speed. Everything is just fine. Stop! But yes, that has worked just fine. We've been stopped quite successfully. Obviously, the stopping motion is, you know, very immediate. I don't think this is very realistic at all. Obviously, I mean, Newton said something about mass, and the more mass, the more inertia of mass. So I think this little guy won't be able to bring up the forces that what it takes to stop an entire 737 airliner, just like this little tail hook would, and then also the whole fuselage would probably be torn apart in two. But this is cool anyway. I mean, this calls for scaling up. I mean, this is an A330, and you can see it has a special feature down there. Wow, this thing has no animation to it. That's good. Obviously, here at St. Bartholomew, there's no way we're going to be able to stop an A330. Unless you hang a cable right there. Can you see it? Let's land. All right. I mean, isn't the idea great that you could technically fly across the Atlantic from Europe and just land here? Okay, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. All right, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. It has. All right, we don't even need the cable. Why didn't that work now? I mean, the arrestor hook was down. That is a little bit strange. Screw you, add-on. We don't even need you, though. How did this just work, I wonder? Honestly, why doesn't this work? I mean, the A330 is clearly equipped with a arresting system. Take a look at that. Take a look. Does it stop us? And now it does. Maybe it's limited to speed. There we go. That's just worked fine. Perhaps as an overrun protection, this will be great. All right, you know what? Maybe it's time to stop genetically manipulating these poor little aircraft. I mean, this is a plane that is actually supposed to have a tail hook. There we go. You can see it come down. It actually, this time, doesn't sink into the ground. I sure hope this works. There we go. Let's give it a bit of a test. Let me see if it even works on an F-14 Tomcat. Huh? No, there's no way. All right, screw you, add-on. Oh, shoot. Come on, I trust you. Ah, there we go. That's worked now. Very interesting. But let's see if the landing works. All right, now landing. See, an issue about these fighter jets is that they're not very much capable of landing at short runways. I mean, they land at a relatively high speed. They don't really need to be able to land at short runways. I mean, air bases usually have long runways, so they don't really care. You know, they don't have reverse thrust. Barely even have air brakes. But what happens if a war breaks out on St. Bartholomew Island? Well, you'd sure want to have 14 be able to land here, right? So let's do this. It's flawed! Gone! Yeah, this add-on may be just a bit broken there. Yeah, this add-on seems to have its issues. I really don't know why that's not working. But let's try out the net feature. Yes, that you run into a net. If you overrun, you can see already the net being spun out there. You don't really need an arrestor system for this, right? Let me see if at least the net's able to catch us. Oh no, guys, we're not making it. We're about to run over into the beach. You can play beach volleyball here. Oh, not even that has been able to stop us. Idiot! And now this thing is just taking a sip from the beach. Good. Really, after all, it might just be a better idea to stick to landing at normal airports that are actually meant to be landable. I mean, even if you were able to land something special here on this runway with a cable of some sort, first of all, your plane might be broken afterwards, just like you will be probably broken. But we won't even be able to take off because there is no catapult system that can launch us off anyway. That plane will be stuck on the ground forever. Great. So I really thank you guys so much for watching this interesting experiment, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.